Good morning, everyone. Before we begin with our discussion today, let us start to introduce ourselves to each other. So I'll start with myself first. My name is Vanessa Namasil and my metric number is 3005887.
My name is Mercury and you can call me Iman with matrix number 301278.
Hi, and good morning. My name is Fatima and my PIN number is 30040.
Good morning everyone. My name is Nur Aisha Mehdi and my metric number is 300480.
And lastly, hi everyone and good morning. My name is Vidya Alisa and my matrix number is 300798.
Okay, so thank you everyone for introducing yourself to each other. So our issue for today that really stands out in many places, especially in campuses in urban areas such as University and University Kebangsaan Malaysia, is poor street lighting. Many of us can relate how uncomfortable it is to walk through a dark area at night, right? So why does this matter? It might seem like this is a small thing, but actually dark area or dark walkways can actually lead to safety risks such as tripping over uneven path, getting approached by a stranger, which is very scary, and also we can feel vulnerable when alone. So that's why we feel that this issue is a very serious issue, that because it's not just about safety, it's not just about lighting, it's about safety, peace of mind, and making people, especially students, feel safe in their everyday routine.
So to add on what Vanessa just said just now, I am totally agree that this problem is one of the biggest problems in universities specifically. So imagine that if a student have the night classes or the night discussions with their group mates and they need to walk alone through the dim light to go back to the room, it's going to be one of the biggest problems for them. Plus, it will harm their safety and also they will exposed to the dangerous with maybe with people or either with animals. Imagine you were just coming back from the group discussions at night, and then you need to walk around under the dim light, and suddenly there is a snake or any dangerous animal. It could harm your safety. To add on, other than students, maybe some workers. So basically, we know that not everyone is working from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So maybe some of them, they have shift works, maybe night shift. So they may work from 5 p.m. till midnight. So during midnight, whenever they want to go back to their home, it will be very dangerous for them to walk alone under the dim light, especially when that street is in a dark mode or very dangerous and do not have so many people. So this is one of the problems that we need to emphasize. So we need to find out lots of solutions that is very balanced with our community, with our society, and also balanced with the budget that we need to allocate.
So as a student, I recently explained how unsafe it feels to walk through dark parts of a campus at night. So poor lighting makes certain paths very threatening, and especially for famous student like us. So this various affects our freedom to move freely or safely, even for basic things like attending evening classes. So it's not just a discomfort; it's a real life safety concern. So if we want to be inclusive and sustainability, campus lighting must be prioritized as a basic infrastructure. So this is aligned with SDG 11 that which focuses on creating safe on campus.
I absolutely agree with Fatih's point. Without proper lighting, even the most well-designed walkways or road can become hazardous. Poor lighting not only increase the risk of accidents but also discourage walking and foster a sense of fear, especially among women and small groups. Even here in our campus, it can be quite frightening to walk through dark pathways at night. My mind can't help but think about the worst thing could happen to me, just like Iman said. What if I slip on uneven surfaces? Or what if I encounter a dangerous animals such as snakes and so on? So the lack of visibility can make every shadow feels like a threat, and that constant fear is something that no student should tell.
So in conclusion, poor urban lighting is more than just an inconvenience. It's a very critical social concern that needs to immediate and strategic intervention. We are ought to work hand in hand to cope with this problem and then come up with a better initiative.
I see. So that I think all of us already figured out the problem, the causes, the root of the major problem of safety, especially towards the students. So I think it's time for us to find the most effective solutions. It's time for us to figure out what should we do to avoid these problems continuing. So basically, I think like our goal, we identify few approaches so that to improve the visibility of the street at night. So basically, instead of we just install the lamp or just do the basic thing, we need to figure out, we need to brainstorm few more solutions, especially maybe to the government or any other agency in order for them to implement the solutions quickly and quite convenient. Because this is because if we delay the process of resolve these problems, it will cause many other problems afterwards. That means, if I can emphasize a bit more, if we delay this discussion, if we delay this, for us to find a way to resolve these problems, we may cause lots of problems to the students. Maybe they couldn't make a good discussion at night, or maybe they couldn't attend the class at night. So we need to quickly find the solutions. And also, we also need to decide to the most practical and impactful strategy in order for us to resolve these problems.
So, let me begin. I suggest motion sensor lights because they save energy and only activate when someone is nearby. So, they're smart and cost-effective way to provide light without wasting electricity. So, these lights are especially useful in low traffic area where constant lighting is necessary. So the installation cost plus the light itself, it's only cost 60 to 100 ringgit. So it's lower than the smart system, and they require less electricity than traditional lights. However, they still need a regular check to make sure the sensors work properly. So what does everyone thinks about motion sensor light?
For me, I think that's a great suggestion, and I definitely see the benefits of motion sensor lighting. However, in my opinion, I think we should consider conducting a student LED mapping initiative to identify the unsafe or poorly lit areas. Through surveys or mobile apps, students can report dark spots on and around campus. So this data would be incredibly useful for in helping the university and authorities to prioritize the lighting upgrades on the need area. And then at the same time, this awareness will encourage other students to stay alert and take precautions such as avoiding the high risk areas and resorting to the safer routes. Walking in a larger group, and also they can bring their utensils such as flashlight and so on until the lighting improvement are made.
That's actually make a lot of sense, Asha. So to add on that, I also think that we need to consider maybe launching an awareness campaign, especially that can involve the community, by educating the people about the importance of reporting poorly lit areas and encouraging the local initiative about the importance of a well-lit area. Such as, I really suggest we could do something like light watch program, and by we can give the community a chance to take an active role to improve the safety. This kind of improvement can empower the resident and students to be more proactive
with circular environment?
Yeah, I agree with all the points that mentioned just now. Social ethics, student mapping, and also public awareness are all a great initiative to resolve this issue. However, in my opinion, since we are already in 2025, we should benefit the technology that we have right now. So, I consider using smart lighting system because this system centrally managed and also can adapt to real-time conditions such as weather, time of the day, and even pedestrian activity. So, plus, this system can automatically alert the authorities if a light is not working. So this helps maintain the safety and efficiency in the long run. So what are your thoughts?
Okay, thank you for asking the question. But I also have the ideas to propose this problem to implement in order to resolve these problems. So basically, I have heard all the solutions about campaign, the smart lights, but I have one idea to propose, which is installation of solar-powered street lights. So basically, the solar-powered street lights, it works environmentally friendly and also cost efficient. This is because when throughout the day, the system is like it will absorb the sunlight from the ray from the sunlight, and then they will convert the energy into the electricity. So from that progress, it will ensure that the cost of the electricity is not too high because we use the natural sources from the sunlight. And plus, as for the environmentally friendly, as I said, it uses sunlight, so basically we doesn't need lots of electricity or engineering stuff to be settled at the back. So with this limited infrastructure budget, it will allow the street lights to convert the energy from the sunlight to electricity and turn it on during the night. And plus, other than that, I also believe that whenever we want to implement the solutions, we need to have the check balance. That means we need to balance within the budget that we have stated and also with the maximum safety and the quality of the solution that we have provided. So I believe if we use solar-powered street lights, we can save money because we are using natural sunlight, and also we can maximum the safety at the street lights during the night. Plus, we also can rely to the quality given because the power of the electricity has the higher impact compared to the electricity that we make, that electricity that has to be made by the magnet sources. So I also think that this solar powered street light could provide better implementation to resolve these problems.
So how do we compare this ideal value? I think we should start by asking how practical is the solution is, and can it actually be implemented with the current resources that we have on our campus. Then we look at the impact. Will it truly make students feel and be safer, especially during at night movement. Another important thing is community involvement. A solution that engages students, staff, and residents more likely to be last and be respected. So we should also consider the long-term sustainability of the idea. It is something that can work for years without needing constant repair. And finally, we cannot ignore the cost. What's the value we're getting in return for money that we spend on it? And so what do you all think? Do this area make sense for our judging our ideas?
Can I go first on this one? I think I would like to propose that we include cost as one of the main criteria. As we all know, without money, we cannot make all our initiatives that we mentioned before as a reality. So the key question here should revolve around how affordable or cost effective is the solution. It is very important that we strike a balance between safety and practicability. We need to identify which solution that provides the most significant safety improvement without placing too much financial financial burden, whether on the university, local authorities, and the community involved. And cost involved here is not just on the implementation era, but it should be include the maintenance and so on.
Yes, I really agree with Aida. It's a very great idea, and as Aisha said, no money, no fault. So, but I would like to suggest another criteria, which is sustainability, in which we should ask ourselves, will the solution be creative in the long term without needing constant repair or funding? By applying this sustainability lens, we ensure that solutions like motion sensor lighting are not only practicable and modern, but also long-lasting, in order for our investment to be very worthy.
Yeah, I also think that to add up, I also think that we should include practicability in our solution. Despite despite not costly and also sustainable, the question that we must really ask is whether and how it is realistic to implement this solution in Malaysia. We need to think about whether it fits our current law and whether the system works, how the system works, and even how people generally behave in public spaces. So a solution could sound amazing on paper, but if we ask people, but if it's hard to apply in our local context, it might not work out as well in real life.
I agree with all the points that we have pointed just now. We are just like problem solvers just now. But I am completely agree with the cost. That is one of the crucial criteria. This is because, in my opinion, the more we save, the more we can invest into another safety equipment. So that means I didn't deny any other criteria, but then the cost of to make something is much more important that we need to look up, because we need to know we need to maintain the maintenance, we need to sustain the equipment that we use. But honestly, I cannot deny the other criteria that you guys just talked just now, such as practicality, sustainability, and also community involvement, plus impact and the cost. So it will together will help us to make the best decision.
Now for smart lighting, this system are incredibly efficient. So they adjust based on the activity and even report issue automatically, which is amazing, right? But let's be honest, they are expensive to install, and we need trained people to maintain them. So which might not be practical for all areas. In terms of tech, it's impressive. But in terms of immediate needs and affordability, it's not the best fit for every location. If I had to weigh everything, facility, cost, safety, impact, and sustainability, I think solar power lighting is the best balance. Yes, the upfront cost is high, but it's a one-time investment with low maintenance. Plus, it provides constant lighting, which increases safety without relying on a movement or reporting. And since it's used clean energy, it fits perfectly our goal to make university space both safe and sustainable.
So basically, if we look at all of them, like solar lights, motion sensor lights, mapping, campaign, smart systems, actually which one would give us the best solutions to give the best balance of long-term value, safety, and feasibility?
So honestly, solar power street light seem the most balanced option, even though they cost more upfront. So they are sustainable and require less maintenance in the long run and give a steady light all night.
So other than that, I think we should also highlight the idea of student mapping that Aisha mentioned earlier. It is a practical and our approach, since the student themselves will report the unsafe or poorly lit areas, whether through survey, mobile apps, or mapping platforms. then we are getting we're getting information straight from the people who experience this condition daily. And the data is far more accurate and relevant. However, my concern is whether the authorities or decision maker will actually respond to the data. If no proper follow-up if there is no proper follow-up, what's the point of we continue this effort? The effort will go to waste. So, besides that, data collection also takes a lot of time. So, students might not bother to take this initiative unless they see that there are clear action being taken.
I am actually agree with you, Vanessa. But then, when we do awareness campaign, it involves public involvement and also education. But we also have to be realistic that without a proper response system in that particular place, we couldn't spread the awareness very well. So it is a very clear reporting mechanism and a reliable follow-up process that we need to make a real impact.
So, okay, since we have come up with 4 criteria, so I think we should now analyze the pros and cons of each solution. The grass is always greener from the other side, so does this solution work? And we have to choose the best solution to solve this issue. So I think Aisha, would you like to start first?
Okay. So I think let's start with the first solution, which is solar powered street lights. One of the biggest advantages is that they are environmentally friendly because they use solar energy, so they can help to reduce the electricity bills and also lower the carbon emissions, which makes them a sustainable choice, especially in the long-term run. This is particularly brings a lot of benefits for areas that operates on limited budget, such as our university. However, there are some challenges to be considered, such as the initial installation cost that can be quite high for the university to implement them all at once. And then this can impose a problem for some communities or institutions that try to implement the solutions. And additionally, solar systems rely heavily on sunlight, so their performance may be varied. They can be less reliable during cloudy and rainy days, so the overall performance could be reduced in certain seasons, such as rainy seasons.
Okay, that's actually true. But on the other hand, motion sensor lights are more affordable and energy saving because they're only active when needed. However, they might make people very uneasy because the light will turn off too quickly or fail to detect any light movement. But in terms of cost, I would like to say they are more cheaper than the smart lighting but still require a regular checkup or maintenance to ensure the sensor work properly. They are a good option for walkways or less busy areas where constant lighting isn't that necessary.
So does everyone conclude what solution can implement?
I think we all sounds like we all leaning towards solar powered lighting as the best overall solution. Does anyone agree with that?
Yes, I completely agree. Compared to motion sensor lighting, when we compare solar lighting and to other options, actually solar lighting has more advantage to it because it don't rely on human input and also reactive system. And unlike motion sensor lights, which activate when triggered or public campaign where we need people to report to the issue, I think solar is a better solution since it is consistent and uninterrupted illumination throughout the night.
So yeah, great. I think everyone is agreed with the solution of solar powered street lights.
Okay, so move on to the last step of our discussion. How are we going to put our student solution into effect?
Okay, can I start first? I think we need to do survey. So we need to conduct survey to the students and also to the residents. So they will, when they complete the survey, we can identify which places, which locations need the priority for us to implement, for us to install the solar power street light. What do you guys think?
Yes, I agree. Once we collect the data, second step should be to compile those findings into a formal proposal. So we should include maps of unsafe zone photos if possible, and explain why solar lighting is the best solution based on our earlier evaluation. It's also important to outline the long-term benefit and like to improve safety, sustainable, and reduce maintenance costs to strengthen our case. And then we can even attach student testimonial to make the proposal more relatable and impactful. And a clear structured document will make it easier for the university or the local council to understand the urgency and act on it. So this proposal can really be the bridge between identifying the problem and seeing real action take place.
I see. And then, to add on, the third step is to submit the proposal to the university administration or local municipal council, as well as seeking collaboration with the Ministry of Energy, Transition and Public Utilities. So these authorities are the ones who can take a further action to make our initiative become a reality, since they have a deeper context and it is their main responsibility to keep the people in their area safe.
Okay, so finally, we should also create awareness on social media and other platforms to promote the idea and gather the community support. When more people are aware of this matter and in favor of this motion or this lighting project, it also adds the pressure and authorities to approve and act on it and act as what they have to do, the responsibility.
Well, that's a well structured plan.